What is up, friends? It is time for some FACEIT League. It's time for some NA Master Division. Artemis taking on Anomaly. Well, you know what? Let's just take a look. We'll let this team speak for itself. How about that? We get set for tonight's match. Artemis, your champions from Season 4 Expert Division, taking on Anomaly, your champions from Season 5 Expert Division. Let's go take a look back. Both these teams have been in the league since Season 2. Both these teams have been here for a while. Both were in Expert Division for the vast majority of that, and just finally graduating here into Master Division. Hard earned. I mean, over the past year for really both of these squads, very, very hard earned. So, I mean, very minor changes. Look, you know, Glacier and Orc Cloud, swap it out. And you've got Regime coming in. So very minor changes to Anomaly. We talked about how Anomaly won Season 5 Expert. Meanwhile, honestly, Iliad Artemis had a great debut. Moving into Master Division, most teams super struggle. And if you don't belong there, it really hurts and it's really painful. But this was not the case. Artemis come in, they don't quite hit 500. But it's a damn good goal. And they get damn close. And, I mean, to be honest, they do quite well for a first season debut here in the most difficult division. Anomaly will get first ban. We're going to head to Oasis to kick things off. We actually have Anomaly starting in the red outline, so that tracks, that lines up. It's a Freya ban coming in. Baptiste ban in here from Iliad Artemis. Of course, Iliad Artemis coming in, hoping to avoid the sophomore slump. Their second year Master Division, see if they can get 500 or better. I mean, just looking to keep improving each year. I think a healthy goal for Artemis, try to see if they can make top 8, make it into the playoffs. As far as Anomaly, I mean, it's your first foray into Master Division. You'd love to come in and make a big splash. But I think reasonably good goal is to stay above the relegation line. If you're Anomaly, if you can stay in the 12th spot or better throughout this season, I think you're doing well. We'll see how their debut looks here. Let's get into map 1. We're going to Oasis to kick things off. Oh, my poor margins. My poor margins. What happened to you, my margins? Can't wait to see the Quevster. Yeah, nice to get the Quevster back on stream. We didn't get Artemis on as much last season as I would have liked. I mean, mostly just situational. No, it had nothing to do with like their performances or anything like that. Just situational. Just didn't quite work out, or whatever. Okay, feigning hallway, but look at this. Very quickly, we get Artemis rotate all the way back around towards main, and they're going to try to push in for this opposite side. Maverick playing in on the D.Va here at a start, running into the Symmetra brawl with the Ramatra from Bingus. Pain manages to sneak in, does a significant amount of damage to make chicken. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade favoring Artemis in that corner. Maverick's going to pile on one more. Though we did get an Iliad first cap, and Bingus still alive. Okay, that was to say, there could be a choice to just try to come use your cooldowns and stall for as much percentage as possible. Bingus opts to survive and make a quicker re-engage instead here. So Pain off, off the Tracer and into a pincher, but Bing gets just a quick pair of kills, and that re-engage successful. They give over 23%. Ends up being a good call there from Bingus. So you're gonna swing the fight that fast. I mean, Bingus looked like a genius with that disengage. So Maverick 4-0 on the D.Va decides to move on to a Hazard. Keep an eye on Pain for the setup here. And we'll scout onto the high ground. Hallway bunker out of Anomaly. That's the Suzu already used. Duck coming up on a very quick OC. Maverick might take an opportunity to jump down into this hallway as well, but It's a slow approach from Artemis, giving both supports time to build up their ultimates, including Regime throwing in this sound barrier first. All guns pointed at Maverick, and the Hazard does not make it back up that stairwell. Meanwhile, the Kitsune Rush was on the point. Too far away from the tank for Maverick to be able to find any value out of it. And we get a great hold there from Anomaly. What felt like a very pivotal fight. Manjiro holding on to the Kitsune Rush, but Industrial, not using the barrier in that previous fight could be a blessing here. That OC from the Webster hit Regime. And that's a very low Manjiro and McChicken in the corner. Micah's going to try to get them out. Who knows how many M names were on this squad. The downpour will get canceled. And that is a Rain Jax out of Maverick. A cheeky flip here from Artemis, but they're not going to be able to hold on to it. McChicken has the high ground and an overclock in the pocket. Artemis' hand will be forced. The paint car's going to give them an edge here as they make their way back onto this objective. One shot of the Tectonic out. Looking for a better target than the Ramatra. Will not be given one. McChicken slides through with an OC. Caught paint car in transition. Never giving over control. 99% on the board here for Anomaly. Now, Maverick. Okay. But you're kind of standing out in the middle of a lot of damage. Questor moves up top. Takes over. Will it be enough? I mean, you've taken on so much pressure that Maverick is now able to kind of move around and pick up some kills. Yes, that kill from Questor was so important. Even though Micah immediately gets the revenge, because McChicken falls, Maverick and Pain are able to clean up down low. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Once again, we're getting the awkward Kitsune Rush first sound barrier battle. Only 3 hit with that B. Where's McChicken? Okay, no, McChicken was here. Though. Like, are you on some weird flank? No, you're here. Questor is able to find Manjiro. Now limping around towards the right-hand side of Main. Meanwhile, Maverick dancing through the arches and has been able to hold Anomaly back. What a swing back here as Artemis has taken this first round from looking pretty sloppy, but they get the Maverick change, and now a beautiful attack here in the 90 percentile. Pain Card's going to pick up 2. This downpour will not get canceled. Bingus falls to the hands of the Maverick Hazard, and we get a full swing here from Artemis on this opening round. Bingus and Anomaly grab the high ground first, win that race. This will force Artemis for a rotation towards stairs side. Oh, the chicken's like, hey, we'll just teleport over for pressure. No. That angle is covered. Oh, and here comes Maverick from the opposite side. I don't know, Pain Card caught the drop down or which, but this is a beautiful converge from Mav and Pain. Oh. First cap goes over to Iliad Artemis. I feel like every time I see the squad, there's always just this wonderful synergy in their timing and their rotations. You know, they wanted high ground first, it didn't work out. Their plan B, fall back to stairs, but they don't settle on that, and they protect their angles beautifully. Ooh, speaking of angles, though, McChicken has swapped to a Tracer and is playing stair side, directly behind Pain and Mav. But it's this Pain and Mav's symmetry that I was talking about. Synergy. I think I said symmetry, and it's synergy. Like, what did I say? Like, it interrupted my own train of thought. That was so stupid. You ever have one of those where it's like, what did I just say? Considering Rush comes down from up above. Oh, like an angelic blessing there from Mardux. Well timed. I mean, just barely able to beat me in 0 to that. It's being a flawless fight. Artemis starting to run away. I mean, remember those first couple team fights on Gardens were all Anomaly. Man, those stats are getting out of control. As is this opening map. Maverick will force out the leap at the very least. He's also forced a bit of a split. And Regime's trying to circle back around. Does manage to catch up with the rest of the team. Ninja with a concerning rush thrown towards the back left side where Micah puts a railgun through Mardux. Little double swift step in and out. Industrial's trying to get back to the sound barrier, but it's too late to save Pain. And we're going to get a good fight out of Anomaly. Can they repeat history on the other side? About where we saw Mavericks, Artemis get the flip previously. Back on Gardens. It's going to be Quester. Ooh, caught in the downpour with the OC now in play. Double DPS ults at the ready for McChicken and Micah. Micah stood up on the left, has the OC in play. McChicken kind of protected from the go. Good disengage there from the overclock. Oh, and Duck responds. Battle going on in this small little room towards jump pad side. Ends up heavily favoring Artemis. They create a mismatch there, despite the overclock from Micah. Really nice just corralling and use of the geometry to give themselves a huge advantage amidst that, you know, what should be a anomaly lead, anomaly pressure. So it's looking like Anomaly will in fact not bring this one all the way back. Artemis close it out here on City Center. And we'll start with a 1-0 lead with a win on Oasis. Off their symmetry. All right, circuit pick here out of Anomaly. Yeah, you can tell it's match number 10 of the week. Juno banned out. Look at the stats there for map 1. Very beginning, it was all Anomaly. And that's like the 3 deaths we're seeing. Pretty sure the 3 deaths we're seeing from Maverick happened like in the first half of Gardens. Looking at a May ban here from Artemis. Yay! Margin's fixed. We're gonna get the Hanzo out here from McChicken. Finger sticking with the Ramantra. Double flex support here in the Bappy Jari, as we've seen quite a bit lately. Oh, and I do love the Seraphim skin. This is a good skin. Similar story on the other side, but in lieu of the Soto double sniper, we are going to get the Freya alongside Pankar in the Genji. Still already down, so one of the triple DPS broken here. I know, I'm joking. Double flex support. Duck's able to get one, but Pankar drops, so it's still a +1 for Anomaly as they round the second corner. Stella holding a great angle here. I love this spot. Able to put enough pressure down, and then Duck lands the bolts necessary. He's going to drop him in a bolo shot. Kind of kicked a field goal with that one. Went in between everybody. About 90 seconds already taken off the clock. Here, Martix is going to drop second ultimate from this defense. Turn around and heal up their friends behind them, while Maverick just has the guard up. And another one of my favorite skins. Artemis has got like just S-tier skins all around. Regime. I guess Regime with this little Seraphim skin and the beautiful Captive Sun, but a nice lamp actually saved Pankar momentarily. Actually, Pain's still in the fight, but has 0 reinforcements, unfortunately. And just the Captive Sun spent there from Anomaly. Get that cart in. Oh, I don't expect that. The Chicken just opens up with a beaut of a headshot. I mean, we're just going to assume. We're just going to assume it was just a most gorgeous headshot. It makes you very likely to hold this choke. So we wait now for Duck to get back, as McChicken is just very slowly picking apart the Artemis defense. And you get an image who's going to come up on top of this tit. I mean, this is so tough to push into here if you're Artemis. So it could be a very tough place for the attackers to push up, and they've managed to fortify this, and that's Pankar caught through the amp matrix. Tried to use the side of the room to help create some space, but no such doing. And, well, I mean, Artemis never quite able to get through that choke. McChicken comes up with 3 in that fight. 2 points on the board, 4.5 of the clock. Defense did break some ultimates through that failed attempt. Now they're going to go ahead and drop Captain Sun. See, oh, I think the shield blocked the sun. So no sunspots were applied. Pain looking to still try to follow up and get into this back line, but just gets marked and driven away. Bingus was having none of that. It just looked like a Mastiff versus the Fox, driving him out of the chicken coop. Oh, I say that, you know, Stella's doing something similar. We can clean out the farm. Bingus buys the farm. Defense holds. Minute off the clock here. LA Smurfs says, get it, Artemis. I like Iliad. Well, the Shimada brothers have ultimates all aligned. Now you got an amp matrix to shoot through. Little duel between Pain and Regime going on in that small room to the right-hand side. Quebs are able to hold everybody at bay there with this ultimate. The Dragon's now tossed up from McChicken. Questers going to return the favor. See if they can isolate Bingus run the stairwell. No one else really got the memo. Bingus is able to pop into this form, and Maverick is being held at bay by the Hanzo from the opposite side. That is Regime's captive son. Used to help win this duel that's still ongoing in this room, by the way. Regime does end up pulling that out. But Quenster wins out the duel over Manjiro. Well, or gets a kill on Manjiro. It's not really a duel, I don't think, against the Baptiste. Uh-oh. Duck finding some revenge there for their fallen brethren. You heard McChicken shut down the blade. Woo! Regime is able to dance out of the way of the arrows. This defense starting to send more and more reinforcements up to this high ground. Make sure they can secure. We're going to get a captive son being invested here from Scylla through the window. Well, Anomaly is setting up inside the hotel. That's going to be the overclock ready to go. Dragons are available for them. Still picks up the Baptiste, so it's just going to be Regime in the healing department trying to keep Bingus alive. But Bingus is dangerously low. Bankar is going to find them after picking up a kill on the Regime. Micah included in that. Woo, pain. Chicken and Regime set up in that small room. They've both been marked here. Top, that capture stun's gonna hit too, but Duck shuts it down. Still, you have Micah to contend with. They've been able to pick up a couple of kills. Both Marduks. Ew, Big Chicken able to find Paincar. Now you've given some hope here to Anomaly as we've gotten into the overtime. Maverick will fall. Defense has no ults to work with, and an Amp Matrix here from Manjiro might just be enough to get this cap. Oh, Quack tried to pull their best flutter. Oh, no triple headshots on this one. At least not yet. Manjiro does get that Amp Matrix in bay. Or in play, rather. Push forward. This should be a huge advantage over Maverick in this, but Duck! Oh my god, Duck does pull off the flutter! Duck gets two, I just saw it there at the end of the fight! Could it be enough? Will it be enough? Maverick trying to hold, Stella is down. Mardux will not get enough healing into this, but Pain is back into, with the Venture, trying to stall in lieu of no take on this point, but there's no lamp to keep the Venture alive. The stall from Duck on the Tracer, and it's going to be the last bastion. We will get the cap in from Anomaly. Whoop. Whoa. My fingers were not on the right buttons for that. Hitting the tab. Hitting the tab. Something got off. Sorry. The Sojourn Hanser defense. We do get a Zenyatta all out here alongside the Widowmaker for Artemis. So, you know, double little Bab Zed. Don't get it very often. That was a nasty one. Duck got that high ground and caught Manjiro peeking. Gonna back up one. Has to respect the storm arrows. Oh, throws one into the shield here. When Kevster is starting to play like this, like I have a hard time taking it off of their palm. I mean, chicken, another round of storm arrows. That vortex in from Vingas and put Quevster back up to the high ground, but here comes Pain and Maverick, able to slowly pressure Vingas in, and they will not find escape outside the clothing store. This will just leverage into a couple more picks and should just be the cap from Artemis. Ascalan GG, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. GP says, good luck, Regime. You got this. I'll give you some Regime Pop. How about some Regime Pop? They're going to go into the Zenyatta. We get matching Zenyatas. Marduk slept. I didn't even clock that Manjiro was on and on in here. I got to be perfectly honest with you. Oh. The chicken clocked Webster's position. Maverick trying to go hunt down that Zen. You gotta be wary though, there's a ton of damage coming their direction. They have the self-destruct, but is it gonna be enough? It will somehow find a safe place to stand and void both of those DPS, and then ends up getting Regime before it's all said and done. So Naira is commanding a hold on this choke, but a hold nevertheless. Now, Bingus will step out, but okay, with the dragons there to cover it. Now we'll have an Annihilation to layer in on top of it. This is going to be followed up with a Nano Boost. Yep, immediately thrown in, and we get an Annihilation. But Micah going down. Duck is able to find that next little bit. A kill on the Micah stops the final effort. Transcendence from Regime is going to be the last ditch from the defense to try to stabilize. Pain falls back over towards Tid's side. Now going to counterpunch with their own ultimate. Pulls out the blade. Nothing to block. And the deflect kill into Regime. Player advantage here for Artemis. They are down one in this fight. I believe, yeah, Duck is oh, no, Quebster is up here on the tent. OC pop from Micah, trying to see if they can make a stand. Marduk does have this Ant Matrix. You gotta be careful stepping out. Bing is no longer in the fight. The Squishy's coming out here. Micah is gonna get another one. Oh, no way! Another self-destruct. Second self-destruct. Maverick gets a rematch kill on the point. Oh my goodness. Artemis get this by the hair of their chinny chin chin. I say that. I mean, Bingus is the only one left standing. This has got to be a cap, right? There it is. Oh, I mean, if Maverick doesn't get a self-destruct kill and get the rematch kill, like, that defense is going to stabilize. I know, that Diva Mythic is so good. It really is. I love the iridescent skin on it, too. It looks so good. Great aesthetics there out of Maverick. That's what I was trying to do. I almost made it. Both Violet and Shu learned their Zenyatta from Stella. I can see why. I can see why. Bingus has got the nano boost. This defense is going to hold for now. Maverick trades one out, shows back up in the high ground and try to protect Pain there towards the end of this. Nice raid from Pain. Actually clocked that McChicken was trying to come through the lower door there with that pulse bomb. Really good raid from Pain, actually. May have just been fortuitous. But I think hurt it. Oh, catches Regime with the dash. Great distance control to fire both supports and round this final quarter with over 2 minutes remaining. Of course, the 3 remaining players on the cart stood no chance without bow supports. I think it's gonna use that self-struck, but... Oh, McChicken's able to find Stella up top. Okay, so that's a 2-for-1 trade here for the defensive Anomaly. Mangero's still back here, able to top up Bingus, and they can just kind of hold the cart there for now. Maverick might be Poco. We actually saw Poco earlier, on stream earlier today. I got to cast Poco playing Diva. Like, I can't tell you what a dream come true that is. It's kind of wild. I don't think it's the first time, to be honest, but it's kind of wild. Just damage coming in from all directions. McChicken had a beautiful position there behind statue. Drops it into the window to try to hunt down Quebster. Quebster gets the heck out of there. Circles back around up top. Rejoins the rest of Artemis as they try to push across. It's going to be a 3-player dive onto Micah. Cancels the overclock immediately. Consumer rush back down low there from Mardux. We're going to go back into Quebster there. I'm honestly surprised they missed that. Quebster doesn't miss those. And as such, Mangero's able to get a nano boost into this fight. A big purple onto the point as well. And Maverick gets another self-destruct kill. This one onto a Tracer. And so Paykar cleans up the auto, and we're gonna potentially get the cap. It's so close. The recall comes through from Quebster. 3-for-1 on the point. Regime is down. The Sojourn does not make it. Bingus does not get the touch. That was so close. The self-destruct from Maverick does it again. You've got to be kidding me. No shot. No shot. What was that? All right, we're heading extras. I feel like we haven't had extras in a while. Like, just on the stream in general. Oh, look how close these stats are. The guru themselves. Stella. Back onto the Zenyatta. As Artemis will head to the defense. The red is so square. It's so square. Does Poco still got it? It was not a great showing today, but they were up against the team that I had as the #1 seed in Master Division. So, you know, when you're playing against Ares, I wouldn't call it a great, you know, a great judge. Hey, go check the VODs. Go check the VODs. I unfortunately did not get a, like, honest to God Poco bomb as much as I wanted one. But we did get some Poco Diva. Honestly, it was a lot of fun, and it's really good to see him back. Playing for French Revolu, also known as Meeps. So, Yeah, that VOD is available here. Anyway, 3 seconds left in this overtime. Let's look at our attackers. They've managed to force themselves around the second corner, so are in a really good spot. You got McChicken and Statue. Okay, they're not able to hold that. Gotta go ahead and back this one up. Keep an eye on Regime. I'm feeling a Regime pop-off here. He's got good sight lines up to the top. Oh, but the Discord on McChicken was causing some problems. Pain slowly but surely making their way down the stairwells. The Ant Matrix has been invested from Marduk right over the objective. Stella's gonna pick up a kill. Marduk's themselves getting in the mix. Everybody having fun in the kill feed here if you're Artemis. Yeah, Arius I have as my #1 in the power rankings. I, as of right now, fully expect to see Arius in the promotion relegation matches, to make a deep run in playoffs, like all that. Like that's, I have Arius as kind of your team to beat right now. Although I hear Dreamlight, actually, Dreamlight may have, maybe it's actually be Dreamlight in that #1 spot. Now that I'm thinking about it. But one of those two. One of those two. Those are the two teams that if I had early favorites for promotion relegation matches, it would be those two teams. McChicken stubbornly kind of holding the, kind of the bait spot. You know, the defense trying to hold there. You now put yourself down in this fight. It's such a long run back for the defense. Hey, you know, Mike could deliver in a pick. And, you know, try to get as many team fights as you can out of this point. I mean, might be a reasonable strategy. Might actually be a functional attempt. But the defense has managed to already get this down to 30 seconds. Micah once again delivers a beautiful pick. A clutch choice pick. A low Bingus gets their shield up, gets topped up, and the Discord fades away. Ultimate's no longer known to be serious because they didn't feel the team. Third place from PNR matches has been promoted. All right, we'll talk about that here in a second. We got an OT fight. Anomaly trying to tie up the series and hold on. They're going to throw in a Captive Sun to make that happen. Looks like Regime got taken down before the Captive Sun landed, but it's a little unclear. Still with these Transcendence, but it's going to fade. And the Annihilation will overwhelm anybody remaining on this point. There's no barrier to worry about, but there's plenty of block to go around. Anomaly, take map 2. They are listed as quick in the document, probably picking up the OG roster, hence like the Willis roster. Willis, Zydra, Dip. Okay, so Peps, Willis, Zoro, and Dip all went to Peps. Okay, so yeah, now that could be a problem. That could be a problem. And the rest of the team was in Master Division, right? Like one Dip got relegated, right? And so the rest of that roster was still on that relegated roster in EMEA Master Division. Hey, congrats. Congrats. They get another shot. They get another shot. Cassidy ban here from Artemis. Who works some sets? Less than 100 damage, less than 3 elims, less than 2 deaths. Separating your 2 tanks. McChicken at 33 and 8 leads the DPS and elims. In fact, leads the lobby in elims, tied with Maverick. Maverick has fewest deaths, but their DPS line has the most. Very, very close map. Kiriko banned from Anomaly. Okay, we're gonna get a interesting look here. We also got Mobuto coming in. So we have Mobuto and Pain. Double flex DPS look here from Artemis. Played alongside this it's gonna be a very chaotic, fast-paced comp. One that will work well, even kind of broken apart. So, even though, you know, Marduk's no longer in this fight, everybody else still able to survive. You have, you know, a little bit of healing available from not only the Lucio, but also from Cardiac Overdrive as well, right? And teammates do get healing again from that. Oh, okay, okay. So the King screen, that roster, which I didn't see King on, by the way. With that roster that we knew as Anomaly from Season 5 is now good, guys. Good to know. Fired up like a volcano, Maverick. Have you had a chance to touch on the craziness going on the other? We're getting a similar comp on the other side, similar double flex DPS. What a wild map this is. And then Bingus on the... I haven't had a chance to look at this. All these name changes. Oh, I know. I know. Daystar sounds like a name from Warrior Cats. It sounds... I don't know. We're in an OT touch here from Elemental Guy, who also subbed in for this map. Sound barrier thrown in from Maverick, and we hear the thunk thunk. The Elemental Guy's blade, I mean, does slightly better than the noises indicated. The follow-up dash to claim Mobutu is a good start. Maverick's gonna go ahead and throw in a cage, I think just for the extra shielding as much as anything. Does actually catch somebody up top. Yeah, Industrial will hunt down McChicken up top, who was linked in. Not able to find the business connections they need. He's never gotten the business in of the Cheerios, and we're gonna get a cap here. We do get a late tectonic shock from Pain to ensure that cap. Well, there was a lot of ultimates. There was like 4 ultimates from Artemis. Daystar leader of ThunderClan. Mobutu trying to return fire. Down in the fight. Oh, down on the ground. I mean, you know. Mates. Buds. Binga's gonna shout Rampage. Hit Maverick with a purple. There's no Curie here to cleanse it off. Maverick is still not quite able to recover, but some great peel out of pain. Not only takes care of them, not only protects the Ramatra, but able to pick up a couple kills along the way. Beautifully done, despite the Rampage in from Bingus. Now Payne is going to follow in with a drill dash to close this one out. Make sure to update the score line. Oh yeah, good point. I love the personality of Maga. I really like Maga. I think Maga got a bad rep very early when, you know, you could just stand there and two Magas were just having a staring contest. But since that, like, first month, I think Maga's actually been in a pretty cool spot. Now, obviously, we have seen Maverick switch since then. But I think he's a fun character. Tectonic shock here from Payne card. Jericho pushing in here. Oh, Bingus got themselves stuck. What a wild place for a fight. I don't know that I've ever seen a fight take place here. I mean, with the newly redesigned spot. %79% counting for Artemis. Alright, we do get the overtime initiated. With Anomaly having to spin so heavy in that last fight, they didn't really save themselves any for this. The drop down from Maverick with the Annihilation immediately claims Elemental Guy and Manjiro. Quick follow-up on to Bingus. We'll get a 2-0 lead here on New Junk City. It's alright. Don't usually like to go through the geometry. The bread has been returned to its natural shape. It's no longer a square shape. What caused that? I didn't even really see. Coalescence from Artex push through this choke. The chicken tries to hit them with the pulse, not able to land it. Sound barrier in from Regime. Only hit Regime? It's not what that looked like, but it's not going to matter. Despite a bit of a falling out of the bait, we are going to get a wonderful annihilation. I mean, it costs you 4 ultimates. 4 ultimates invest from Anomaly on that one. But with the beat not finding value, you know, I get it. You do get control, we'll say. Good focus fire on the Payne. You get the one ultimate available there back into the spawn. This is going to be a point on the board here for Anomaly. Do they get bomb flats? They do. Oh, I need to check out the new perks. Yeah, I saw that they were throwing in new perks, but I'm not even sure what they are. I haven't even had a chance to take a look. Good pressure with the Coalescence. They're able to leverage that and just, you know, push right out past the choke. And now that's going to keep things very interesting here. Regime now might struggle to get the Soundbiter up in this next fight. Although you do still have an Annihilation from Bingus, but Bingus... Okay, yeah, you got 60%. There's time for a good fight here from Anomaly. Oh, Elemental guy. I don't... okay, be careful, be careful. You don't want to die there. Now, and this has been one of the most revamped chokes here on this map. That's the pulse bomb there at the back. The chicken's able to get to. Dashes still has the pulse and a much needed, a must fight. Must win fight, I'm sorry, here from Anomaly. Bingus is able to deliver. McChicken getting a pair in that as well and holding on to this pulse bomb. Sniper Venture. Oh, I already liked the extended range on the Smart Excavator. So there's Regime with the bait. Elemental guys trying to move in and see if they can bonk their way up to a blade. Hey, at the very least, you're able to keep Artemis outside the choke. Manjiro on that Moira. I mean, Moira's so good at handling Genjis and Tracers. It's, I think, what she does best these days. Takes down Mobutu. This might just be going to the Ducks. At 83%. We'll see if Artemis want to try to make a go at this thing. It might cost them some precious ults that could be better spent to retake a 5th and final flashpoint. They're going to go in and invest this Coalescence. See if they can get Maverick and the rest of the team onto this objective. Industrial's been able to sneak around and at least initiate the overtime, and we've got a Tectonic Shock in play. A low Elemental guy somehow dances around that Tectonic Blast. Able to pick up a kill on an Industrial. Mardix will eventually wrestle him down, but it is a massive player advantage for Anomaly on this objective. We are headed to the Ducks. And Maverick and Mardux and Paincar all spinning ultimates in what was a losing fight. I'm sorry, we're headed to Refinery, not Ducks. That choke just got stuffed. Good aggressive move from Anomaly. They're able to get there so fast. That was such an important few seconds to get in there and clog up that choke. Oh, they are getting rid of Sticky Disruptor? That's probably a good move. Yeah, that's a good move. Good cleanup here on this 5th and final flashpoint. We're an hour into this series. We're only on map 3. This has been a long one. This one's gonna be a tough one to edit. I can already tell. Makes sense. Get that Vitcher out of there. How long have I been muted? In the edit, you should do wipe transitions between each map with a picture of Bo in between. Maverick drops the 40 bomb. 40 and 6 there. 22.269 damage. Alright, we've got an Orisa ban. And from Artemis. Let's get into map 4. Maverick is actually going to stick with this, stick with the Mara. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Micah rolling out on a Symmetra to try to match. Ooh, and a cool skin, too. I do love this skin. Ooh, and our neurodivergent friend is out! Unfortunately, Maverick, caught Manjiro there with that overrun. Good damage on him at Chicken as well. Finds the angle. Find that second kill. And so far, Maverick is driving the giant bus with expertise. Good first fight here for Artemis. Nightmare's up 2-1 over Extinction 0. Right, okay. Nice job for rotation. Rotation, you got relegated back into Expert Division back in Season 5. Making a return to Master Division here in Season 6. Always enjoy getting that squad on. Like to see them do well. I mean, not that I dislike Extinction 0 squad or anything, but... Mobutu staying in here for this 4th map, by the way. So we do end up with the double flex DPS with the Genji Tracer. We're seeing here from map 4. Now, I will say, running Genji Tracer against the Cass, it could be problematic. Being as hunts down Industrial here late, I think this Cass it might be the cornerstone of this entire map. Does McChicken get the value they're looking for? Considering Rush tossed in from Mardux, we got Regime with the sound barrier to match. Industrial still a little bit away. But the beat starts to fade. Oh, they get the value just as the beat's fading. You see the value come through, and the kills come through as well for Anomaly. Pushing to protect this lead with a beat blade. Deadeye Atomic Chicken. Mobutu. Ooh, trying to get a couple slashes onto the teleporter. Manjiro actually gets found out. I think Micah was lucky to get out of there one piece. Does return fire with this photon barrier. Still a 5v4 favoring Artemis. Threatening to protect their lead here with a backside defense. And that's as they back away. Yeah, the moment they back away, that cart starts to push away from them. Now that Incinerush is going to buy a lot of space here. Binga's getting demacked. But still, the lead goes in the favor of Anomaly. Pain goes down. And Chicken firing off some shots at the bottom of the screen. I think is aware of Mobutu. Yeah, Mobutu goes over to a soldier. Yeah, you gotta match some kind of hit scan. Otherwise, the Chicken was just gonna run away with this match. I'd rather get beaten to death with a hammer than play Junkertown. Nightmare rotation. who their flex DPS is? Oh, I don't. I don't know if they've made any changes.
We're not done yet. Keep pushing.
Who they have last season? I feel like I should know this. I know Snell was hit scan. Who's flex? Bingus? I don't know that Bingus. Deadeye Anime Chicken. I feel like I should know this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kirkle. I feel like I should know that. And nothing's coming to mind. Regime Sound Barrier hits 4 here. Kitsune Rush in play from Artemis. Maverick just looks surrounded. Still, they're able to get close spawns, and the checkpoint unlocked. Do hold a minor lead here as we've crossed the 5-minute mark. Artemis will return with the Sojourn Ultimate, as well as the Annihilation here out of Maverick.
This ends now.
That's the Mobutu OC, and I just see Bingus just getting pressured. Oh, McChicken jump scared by a railgun. And now you're watching the timer. Maverick pursuing a very low Bingus. Does get thwarted. This is Micah that stopped him. Ooh, is able to teleport out in time. Good heal from Regimes. They're trying to fall back. Unfortunately, Manjiro and Bingus get stuck on the bot. Do not make it out. Two for one trade. Here with the drop down. Much needed fight win for Anomaly. With 3 minutes to go, they'll start taking this bot back down the other direction. Hey, I mean, they didn't spend anything to get it. You know, you don't really get a whole lot out of Artemis from the other side. Nobody really expending any ultimates there. This next fight could be explosive. You're gonna have 8 ultimates coming into this, 5 of them in the pocket of Anomaly. Kitsune Rush and a big converge on the Bingus at the start of this fight. Maverick tried to move into the back line to pick up McChicken. Regime does not get that sound barrier into play. Maverick is able to find a great AJ onto Regime. That's what they were after, and they get it done. Now a huge advantage. These 2 ults have been spent, no value found. A perfectly timed Deadeye, Sound Barrier from Industrial. Shields against the Deadeye from McChicken. And this is an enormous fight win out of Artemis. They had 3 to 5 ultimates. They spend 1? Question mark? Yeah, they spent 1 to the 3 from the other side, and Artemis still come up with a dub. They swing the economy and win the fight. Now they have a 3-2 favor in the macro. Mobutu with a huge OC. Unfortunately, you're fighting up this hill. That's a little tough. Annihilation from Bingus is going to add a lot of sustain there at the front line as well. Manjiro does not get this Kitsune rushed out in time, though. He might try to help Bingus out with that one. Bingus got a little ahead of the pack. This cart really starting to close in on Anomaly now. 75 seconds to go. We're in the real meat and potatoes of this one. Mobutu with a great opener already into this fight. 4v5 Kitsune Rush. Try to swing this. Slingshots theory. Slingshot prayer. Throw it in from Anomaly. Mardux has a response and Regime gets an opener on to pay. But Mardux is able to follow up. Takes Bingus out of this fight. Oh no. Without the take, I don't know if there's just enough point presence here. Micah is able to strike back with a Tracer swap, finds Industrial, but this cart continues to march forward with 33 seconds to go. Time Monster, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Yep, winner of this fight wins the map and then the Ajax. I mean, honestly, pretty fair assessment there, Kirikul. That was such a critical map, or team fight. Regime ducks out of the vortex. Oh, barely gets that beat onto Vingus. Vingus kind of had to duck out around from the billboard. But this is going to be a long march back for Anomaly. They are going to win this team fight, but they will have to wait out butt scratch, and they're going to have to win a team fight just to make it to the butt scratch moment. This is a long march. Try to force map 5. Yeah, that was a really, really bad time to Ajax. Truly, Kirikul. Truly, truly. I mean, you got to give props to Maverick for picking that one up. Let's see if McChicken can keep this map alive. Get some Mobutu. Sorry, I didn't hit the right pop in time. Beautiful shot onto Industrial. Catches them as they're trying to escape, and Anomaly are going to put together another comprehensive fight win. A perfect fight win, as a matter of fact. Like I said, that one will earn them the checkpoint. They still need 2 more fight wins at least to take this map into force of 5. Manjuro with a very early Kitsune rush. Ooh, I don't know you're going to find the value on that so early into the fight. Meanwhile, it's the rotation. A little risky move here from Artemis. They're able to keep Mobutu up top. They're at risk at the map getting flipped, and this would not be in Artemis's favor if it did. So they're using Kitsune Rush to try to rush back down onto this point. See if they can just run over Bingus. We're going to get Maverick popping the Annihilation right in the face of the opposing Ramatra. Hoping the Kitsune Rush will be enough to get it done. Ends up being a trade. Regime picks up a very important kill, but it's not going to be enough to save the series. Artemis close it out here on Runasapi. Win the series 3-1. That fight, that 8-ult fight was so pivotal. Maverick may not have had like overwhelming kills there in map 4. Does lead in damage in the server and that most important kill of the series to cancel that sound barrier and swing a 3-5 ult fight where Artemis are able to walk back into the next fight. I think it was 2 fights later, but swings that macro back in their favor so quick on the back of that. Spending 1-3 and winning the fight. Impeccable. Player of the match has got to go to Maverick, I think. Yeah, I mean, the 40-6 in map 3. I think player of the match has got to go to Maverick here in this one.